Hey everybody, JustUsScrubs here with a Wormhand deck profile. I encourage you, if you're on Uncle 40's channel and if you like this video, to go check out our channel and give us some support that way. Alright, so first off we have 3 Worms X. He's basically the best matcha in your deck, first turn +1. Sends a Reptile to the grave, which is normally Yagen, who summons himself from the grave if the only matcha you control is X. And when he's flipped face up, it bounces matcha or summon from his own effect, he's banished. I cut this from 3 to 2, basically because I would open multiples and it was really dead. But sometimes you can actually run out of it because it vanishes itself, so I might play it at 3 again. Plus, an 1800 defense mantra that returns a mantra on the field when it's flipped is very useful. Next up is 2 Carteros. He basically just searches use X, so he gets you there. Plus, he can basically make exceeds by himself. Next up is a single King. You don't want to play any more of this, because the only real way you ever summon it is if you get it out through Nebula. But the card's very good. 2700 attack with an amazing effect. Next up is 2 Myrmelio, just to search extra trap cards. 2 of each of the hands instead of 3, because I don't like opening multiples, and this deck has another engine to stand on, but I might bump them up to 3 because I sometimes don't even see them often enough. Next up is triple Upstart Goblin. Just 37 card deck is very useful. Good for consistency. 2 Duality, because with the hands and Carteros and everything, it's great to have an extra card off the top of your deck, but I don't play 3 because it's only once per turn. A single Dichotomy, kind of just to reset the hand engine, but I don't want to play more than that, obviously, because it's really dead on the first turn. Double Soul Charge. This card's the way you get out of a scenario that you might not be winning, because this deck basically needs 2 normal summons to make an exceed, so this is the card that's going to get you there against certain matchups and allow you to break boards. Next up is all the relevant trap cards. TT, Compulse, Bottomless Warning. I find that all these are really useful and I wouldn't cut any of them. Next up is 2 Deep Prisons. I don't know how I feel about Deep Prison. I could see myself cutting it in the future. Because a lot of people will not attack anymore, just out of fear of a Deep Prison. Next up is Double Fiendish. I kind of play this instead of Breakthrough Skill just to stop attacks because of cards like Carteros or Yagen that you might want to save their effects. But I'm in the opinion that Breakthrough Skill is a better card. I just find Fiendish Chain more useful in this deck. 2 Traps to Shuffle Nightmare. Just a really good card versus like any Exceed. And it really gets you there in certain matchups, so 2 is better than 1. Double 7 Tools and triple Wiretap. I basically play this instead of MST. This is really useful against any deck that runs trap cards. Can be dead versus a deck like Lightsworns that doesn't, but overall it's just 5 cards that you can side up versus those decks, so I don't think it's that bad. It's better than MST in the main deck in my opinion. And triple W Nebula Meteorite, oh my god. Yeah, basically this card is just the best card ever. It puts all face down defense position monsters to face up, which triggers all your worm effects. Then in the end phase you flip all your worms down, draw a card for each, and then you get to summon a Worm King out of your deck, which is insane plus. And that's a 40 card main deck with 14 monsters, 8 spells, and 18 traps if I'm not mistaken. And then next up is my extra deck. I play King of the Fairlimps to search stuff. Exiton to blow up boards. I really like this card. Marrowgeist. This guy's mediocre. I basically have this in here instead of Emerald because I don't have an Emerald right now, so I had to play a filler card, and this guy's actually pretty useful. 1 Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dwellers are really good right now. One of the best Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Karen Gorgon. This guy's the one that stops cards that target stuff and switches the target, but I don't like it myself. It's just a really big beater. Diamond Direwolf. This card is insane because of a play you can do with Sex and Yagen on the field. You can flip up the Yagen, summon a level 4, make the Direwolf, blow it away, and then summon the Yagen back out of the graveyard. And then Cowboy to steal games. Black Ship to send away hands. Black Ship's actually really useful because Nebula will get their hand cards face up, so you can hit them away with a Black Ship really easily. Heartland Draco to steal games, of course. 101. This is my favorite card in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. This card is just all around very useful. Rhapsody and Berserk. This guy's amazing too. Banishing 2 from the grave and equipping to give an exceed. 1200 more attack. Makes Soul Charge plays really live, and it's basically the way you get out of Leo in this deck. Ragna Zero, because why not just main deck a Floodgate for Fire Fist and Madolche? And now I have the light only exceeds Bujin Tsukiyomi. You can discard your whole hand and draw 2 cards. very useful. Constellar Omega, he will protect himself from spells and traps. Stylish Paladynamo. This guy is just really good. I think he's like a mock-up 101, and plus he floats too by getting you an extra card. So it's just a really, really good card. Next up is Double Crow in the side deck. 15 card extra deck, obviously, but Crow's really, I think, mandatory right now. It's really good against Lightsworns and Dragons. I think it's just a really useful card. Maxi, I board this in against like Dragons, Sylvans, and Mermels. This card just really gets you, wins you duels that you might not have been able to without drawing like 3 cards. Foons, because you kind of need these somewhere, and MSC is just really useful, and I don't like to main it, so I might as well side it. Nobleman a Crossout and Acid Trap Hole. Obviously, Nobleman is better versus the hand cards, and Acid Trap Hole is better versus Yugioh because it's searchable through Mermelio. So you don't need to side in all 3 almost ever, but I just find that variety is very helpful. Next up is Double Blackhorn. It's basically just a ghetto around Yugiohs, but it's also pretty useful against Lightsworns. The only thing that they're going to be able to counter a Blackhorn with is probably like a Lila. And then next up is Double Needle Sealing, because most of your guys are going to be face down, so this is kind of like a one-sided TT. Plus you can draw it, set it, and use it in a standby phase, so it's just all around good card. Now remember to like, comment, and subscribe for content similar to this, and if you are, and if you haven't already, check out our channel.